All right, coming up next, David Hurd. Speaking of tech and creating things, he's a Tech Block co-creator, corporate software executive, technology activist, chief marketing officer for Secure Logics. That's a cybersecurity product company based here. Civically, he's been active in the tech industry as a promoter for the past 15 or more years. In late 2014, he teamed with Lou Mormon of Rackspace. Oh, come on. Rackspace. Lorenzo Gomez of Geekdom. You're just drunk, but that was a nice try. Tech Block, created Tech Block that is a grassroots technical and urban-centric movement. It has rapidly grown since just May of this year when that was launched. Its focus is to help build a San Antonio that can compete for the next generation of technology jobs and the talent needed to grow a robust local economy in the coming decades. And as a dad, David Hurd has a passion for San Antonio so that his and our children can build their lives while enjoying world-leading opportunities for careers as technology developers, innovators, and entrepreneurs. And he has his own speechwriters that write his introductions. Please give it up for David Hurd!
Strangely, I don't need to pee. I'm not sure. Thank you, Beamer, for that well-intended but rather pedestrian introduction. Somebody's got to roast you tonight, buddy. I kid. Randy is a tremendous local talent. Emphasis on local. And a hugely generous spirit and friendly person. And I had not personally had the pleasure until earlier this evening when I leaned over and I said, Mr. Beamer, I'm David Hurd. And he said, who cares? So, did anybody take Uber or Lyft to tonight's event? Nice, okay. How many of you had enough beer to where you should have taken Uber to tonight's event? Beamer, we've got you covered, don't worry. I mention that because Tech Block is kind of known by many as the group who rallied to help bring rideshare back to San Antonio, but our hopes are much bigger than that. Thank you. And thanks to the mayor, I think she had to go home, but a round of applause for her leadership on that. Thank you. I've spent the last 15 years trying to help build and promote our local tech industry along with many other people. It's been my passion. And I've been stubborn enough to actually create two organizations to help foster this, one in 1999 and one 6 months ago called Tech Block. And this presentation is a brief attempt to explain why we started this movement. Tech support. Is there how do you? Spacebar, okay. And away we go. So I just learned that 2 more software developer friends are leaving San Antonio. Unfortunately, I'm way too used to seeing this kind of talent move away. The reasons are usually that our tech scene is too small, our city is too suburban, and I've been on a journey to help change this any way I can. But I'm also a dad, and every day it's less and less about me and my career and more about these little guys, my kids. Is San Antonio just going to be a nice place to vacation and retire? Can we build a city that more of our children and their friends, and Kylie, will aspire to live in and build their careers? To do this, we must attract the next generation of technology jobs and talent. That's our belief at Tech Block. And the competition among U.S. cities is absolutely fierce. Look, I love San Antonio, but some cities with far less to offer are doing better than us. Forget about Dallas and Austin. We're still trying to catch up with Oklahoma City and Cleveland. Apologies to Cleveland. So why do so many cities want high-tech job growth? Consider the following. This is GDP measured across human history. Great empires, religions, philosophies have come and gone and had a big impact on GDP, right? Not really. Technology is the answer, and starting around 1900 with the Industrial Revolution, technology drives our prosperity. It also drives our jobs. In 1950, laborers, blue-collar laborers, had about the same employment rate as college-educated professionals, but since computers entered the workplace, starting in the 1960s, college-educated professionals have remained employed at the same rate, while blue-collar laborers have not. Let's zoom in further and look at employment since 2000. Jobs in computer and math sciences are up 20%. I have no idea what you're laughing at. Jobs in life sciences are up 42%, while employment in other non-tech or non-STEM occupations has remained flat to declining. It's a little sobering. More and more the jobs of the future in tech and tech-related fields. But it's not just about jobs, it's also about economic impact, and tech jobs are pretty impressive here as well. Economists measure that hiring one software developer results in the creation of 4.3 additional jobs in other non-tech industries across our city. So a healthy tech sector increases prosperity for everyone. That's why we want to do it. So who creates these tech jobs? Often it's startups powered by techies. This is the first Christmas party at Rackspace. Not part of it, this is the entire Christmas party. Think about the billions of dollars of economic impact that this company has had on our city, real estate, restaurants, architecture, and the arts, and yet a little over 15 years ago, Rackspace didn't even exist. But it's not just the startups. Traditional economy companies like USAA are going digital and hiring IT workers as fast as they can. Have you seen these new commercials from GE? Workers at GE no longer manufacture things like light bulbs and washing machines. They write code that drives computers to build products. So, what is the future likely to bring to San Antonio? As much as tech drives our economy today, we're actually just getting started, if you can believe it. As an example, 10 years ago, how many of you would have predicted self-driving cars? Beamer, don't raise your hand. Technology often changes more quickly than we can imagine, and we need to be ready. Here is a couple of glimpses of things to come. Machines have already replaced our muscle. Now they're replacing our brains. Today, computers can drive our trucks and staff our call centers. Now scientists estimate that artificial intelligence will reach and surpass human brain equivalents somewhere between 2040 and 2070, maybe in some of our lifetimes. What will this mean for jobs in the future? But what about the world's largest machine, the internet? Beyond the 25 billion devices already connected to the web, that will double in 5 years, there is already so much data flowing across the web that our metric system is running out of labels to measure it. We've literally broken the metric system. And the data is doubling every 18 months. All of this, and yet the web is still only about 8,000 days old. Where will it be in 20 years? So how does San Antonio stay relevant over the next century in this increasingly tech-driven world? In a word, talent. And we can start by getting more local college graduates to stay here and build their careers and lives in San Antonio. Currently, less than about 10% are doing that. In fact, it's especially important to attract what economists call the young creatives, this mythical breed. They are 25 to 35-year-old college-educated professionals. They're very important to our economy because as recent graduates, they have fresh technical skills and career flexibility, and they have the energy and creativity that powers entrepreneurial startup creation. So how do we stack up? Here's the simple reality. We aren't growing and keeping and attracting enough educated young people to our city. Of the 50 largest cities in the United States, we rank 48th in the percentage of young creatives in our workforce. How can we do better? We can start by enhancing our downtown because young talent is increasingly choosing cities with vibrant, livable, walkable downtowns that have carless transportation options, housing, urban amenities, and energetic public green spaces. Over the next century, make no mistake, urban, livable cities will win the battle for top talent. We must take care of this. We also need to build a stronger technology ecosystem. This is what TechBlock is working on with Geekdom and the like, with programs for high-tech education, retention, capital formation and investment, startup creation and support. The Rackspace founders will tell you that they succeeded in San Antonio despite the ecosystem, despite the environment here, not because of it. We need to change that, and we are changing that. The good news, we have many strengths to build on in this city. We have great bones, a rich culture, a diverse population, and some really exciting things are happening from Pearl to downtown to Southtown and beyond. On the tech front, we're already strong in cybersecurity and cloud computing. We need to build on that, and our location near Austin could foster a super region for technology growth. We have great potential. Can we realize it? Yes. There is great hope. San Antonio is changing. People are doing things. Along my journey, I've teamed with Lou Mormon from Rackspace and Geekdom's Lorenzo Gomez, who with Grand Weston is building a startup ecosystem mecca downtown. And we enlisted other leaders, and we built a movement. And at our TechBlock launch rally last May, we prayed we'd get 150 people to attend, and more than 1,000 techies, along with city leaders, tried to barge in the door before the fire marshal shut us down. And it was obvious to all of us that we share the same hope, the sense of urgency. We all want a better San Antonio, a 21st century San Antonio, and together, with your help, we can all do it. Thank you.
Randy left because you made him cry. No, I guess Randy has some sort of other job that he has to do, and I don't know what kind of job you have that you have to start at night and work. So anyway, I'm Gary Sweeney. I'm the junior varsity here, and Vicki said, Gary, we need somebody with we're looking for a comic genius with international sex symbols to fill in, and is your friend Brent Berry available? And I said, no, but she said, well, will you do it? And I said, sure, I'll do this. So anyway, David, so you have 20 seconds to sell me on San Antonio. I have this tech company that I employ 1 billion people, and the idea that I have a tech company is hilarious because I can't even use a remote at home. So anyway, sell me on San Antonio in 20 seconds.
San Antonio has the best people in the world. We have an
Okay, game over.
The other thing is a lot of metropolitan areas that have experienced sort of this tier 1 growth, they're pricing a lot of companies out of their market. We can see what's happened with gentrification, but it's not just about that. It's about just the overall real estate, the salaries. San Francisco being the lead example. San Antonio can really, I think, benefit from that. And our location to Austin should be viewed not as something that we should look north with angst, but we should look with partnership and open arms.
Thank you very much. Give it up for David Laird. Thank you.